All right, what is up, everyone? We are back in business. Literally, JR Business.
On the business channel.
You see we did that. Well, we got a great video for you today. Something we've never talked about before that a lot of you guys will find interesting. So let's get into it.
We've had it in the works for, feels like forever now. And if you guys have been keeping up with the Snapchats and stuff, you know what we're getting into, and it is real estate.
Yeah, we've never made the video yet. I'm surprised because this has been in the works for months. Yeah. But basically, like, oh man, let's take it back like 6 months, 8 months. You guys remember how we made the video. We've made videos on JR Business talking about how we wanted to get into real estate. It's really fascinating.
Yeah, that's right.
We've done like tiny little things.
Yeah, I can flip it back to the paper where it says future goals. Let's see. Boom.
Future interest, aviation and real estate. I think we've done a pretty good job of that.
Have we done both of those or what?
We have an airplane on order, maybe. Jared Garage doesn't know that. Don't tell him that. And then real estate's next. So here we go. This is going to be good. Wow, manifesting your goals. That's what it's all about. You have a dream, and then you chase it.
That's why we made the list. So something you all know we love to talk about is doing your homework and studying up. And so ever since we made those videos, we've been studying our butts off and keeping up with the market, what things are selling for, what direction things are moving. We definitely learned two big things. A, DC is a really hot market, and B, DC is a really expensive market.
Exactly, so there's a ton of risk involved, but there's a huge opportunity for profit in the DC market. As a result, we didn't really want to take all those huge risks ourselves and put up all that cash up front, so we are co-invested with other investors. So it's going to be
we're going to learn so much along the way because it's hands-on. We're really doing all the steps.
So tear down, you see it in the title. If you don't know what that means, it's kind of just like it sounds. You are taking, we have our little 10-year-old picture diagrams here. You are taking a tiny property that's old, cheap, even though the DC market, a cheap tear down is still like $1 million. And you are basically bulldozing it over, destroying it, tearing it down, and then you are building a much nicer house as shown, and you're selling it for a profit, ideally. That's the easy way to describe it, but it's way more complicated than it looks.
And why are teardowns so popular in DC? Because just about all of DC is like developed. It's been developed for 50, 100 years or whatever. So you can find a lot of really old properties that haven't been well upkept, and the lot is worth more than the property. So that's the way to go, because you're not going to find an empty lot in DC unless it's got some major hidden costs or issues with the lot.
Exactly, yeah. A lot of things are from the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and they're tiny little shacks, which back in the day may have been big, but today's standards, they are tiny. So people want big houses, so the only thing you can do is tear it down and get to the lot to be able to build your big thing. So that goes into number one, which is the purchase. I will just say you have to be very, very picky with your lot tear down purchase. Chris, you can describe some of the things.
Yeah, that's right. You get one chance to get this right, and it's going to determine how much money you're going to have to spend down the line. So the first is location, location, location. We've been studying the neighborhoods and what areas are really popular for this tear down market, and so we focused in on that, and we found a great neighborhood that we really like that we can do really well with. And you want to find proof. So this neighborhood, already like half the houses have been torn down and rebuilt, and we've seen what the lots have been selling for and what they're getting at the end when they go to sell it.
So all that stuff is public records. You get to see what the lot sold for. You can guesstimate what they put in the lot, and you can see what they sell for. And if you do it right in the DC area, people can make $500,000 to $1 million if you do it right. But again, there's a ton of risk involved, so that's the name of the game.
You're gonna need a loan, obviously, the financing, so it'll end up being a construction loan, and those are a little bit different, but you can get a hold of those.
And normally you have to show proof of concept, what you're gonna be doing, what you're gonna be building, so that the bank goes, okay, you sound good, here's the money. So
and they'll give you a line of credit, and as you accomplish steps of the construction process, they'll give you the next line of credit. And just watch out for hidden costs when you're looking at these properties. Something that seems like it's too good to be true probably is.
There's so many things. Something as simple as trees, like, oh, beautiful trees. No, not with tear downs. You don't want those. Especially if you have a whole lot of them or old huge trees, they cost a lot to tear down and get the stumps removed. So stuff as simple as that, or you know, like soil stuff, you should test the soil. So yeah, it's kind of like cars. You know, when you buy them, you never know what's inside of them. You really got to check them out, do it in-depth, thorough inspection to know what you're getting. Right.
So next step comes is the tear down step, and this is a little more involved than most people think because you got to get a lot of permits. first you need to unhook the utilities. You gotta get like a permit to do that, and you need to get a demolition permit, and you need to get a temporary power pole. There's a lot of work that goes into it.
It's a lot of paperwork, a lot of government, a lot of legal stuff, but everyone has to do it. It's just a huge pain in the butt. You would think, okay, I found my property, let me just tear this down, this is mine, like I can do what I want. Not so quick. It takes a long time to get all your permits and stuff.
You'll be making a lot of trips to the county. This is going to be your first project that you're probably going to take bids on. So bids, you send out this sub project out to a lot of companies that specialize in that, and you see what they say they'll do it for. And there will be one that comes in the lowest, and you'll probably go very important. You can have bids with a huge difference. Tree removal. One guy could say 15,000 and one guy could say 5,000. And of course you're gonna go with the 5K guy. So that's very important. Don't ever just do one for big projects. And this is the start of your foundation, so you wanna do it right, and you'll be leveling your lot, getting it nice and flat if you need to, and that sort of stuff.
So for all of you guys who are wondering, this is the step we are at right now. Step number 2, tear down. Actually, the place is already all torn down. We actually were there just yesterday.
Yeah, we were there just yesterday, and it was amazing seeing the work being done. They showed up with all the heavy equipment to get the job done.
And we actually got some video.
Yeah.
So inlay, tear down video clips now.
So they've taken a lot of dumpster loads. This is about number 4 or 5.
Yeah, number 4.
This one is all wood. They try to keep it separate for who they're giving it to. So concrete is separate, that's all wood, and bricks will be separate.
Dang, that thing must weigh so much. Dang, the power of that winch. Boom, okay, we're back. I hope you guys enjoyed that clip. It was fun seeing them absolutely demolish that house. They did it quick too, and that's the thing. You gotta keep that in mind. You have to know what to hire other people out for. Of course, me and Christian aren't gonna go in there with sledgehammers and try to knock this whole place down. No, you gotta be efficient. So if they're way better at it, you hire them out. You delegate something. You do what you can do if you're trying to save costs. You just gotta be sharp about that stuff. You gotta keep that stuff in mind. So soon we will be on to the 3rd stage, which begins the build. That's always the fun part. The first thing you would do is work on your foundation and pouring the concrete. So that we will be at shortly. We may make a video of that too, just depending on what you guys want.
That's right, yeah, let us know how in depth you want us to go. We can show you all the steps that are being taken in building this house.
Yeah, comment down below for sure, because we can make it kind of simpler, a little less in depth, but if you guys want to hear it, we can go hardcore in depth about rebuilding in real estate, and it helps hearing from someone who's actually doing it.
I think it's really great. You guys can feel like it's hands-on through the video. You get to see every step.
Yeah, we want to document a lot of it. So just let us know. You comment down below.
So next you're going to be building, and
this is the longest stage, by the way.
Yeah, it does take quite a bit of time. You're going to be subcontracting out to architects and designers and all sorts of stuff.
So as you're designing and building your house, it is crucial to keep in mind what you are building, and you better have a spot in the market for your place, and it better be able to sell quick. What I'm saying is, don't build a Arizona modern Southwest America style house in Washington DC. Like, no, you build what's hot for the market. And around here, unfortunately, I don't like it, but what's hot is craftsman style, boring, colonial, siding houses, red brick, like, ugh, I hate that stuff, but it works.
That's right, pretty traditional, but that's what sells. And also when you're building, keep in mind the materials that you want to use and what level you want to get to.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you can hurt yourself by just making it for as cheap as possible, because we've noticed in our homework that there's a couple of those, and they are what are still sitting on the market.
It's all the balance. You gotta realize your budget, and you gotta realize your end goal and target price for the house. So we're gonna be using more premium materials. For example, like stucco and stone instead of siding and hardy board. You know, it just looks better, a more premium look. We want our end product to be poppin' and really stand out, because that's what it takes in the market. You got to stand out, have some unique
exactly
fits.
There's a lot of competition, so.
Like garage spaces, like if you have 2, 3, 4 garage spots in DC area, boom.
That being said, we'd love to have 10 garage spaces, but keep in mind that you gotta build what sells.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta keep your emotions out of it. We love to build a 12-car garage house, but people aren't gonna buy that. So it's you just gotta know what works for your market when you're building. So keep that in mind and don't forget. Cool. So okay, months and months and months and months have gone by, and you're finally done. You've hit a ton of roadblocks, but you've overcome everything. You're going strong, and now you're beautiful, as Christian demonstrated with his great design. Your huge house has come a long way from the shack it once was. So now comes the whole fun selling part and all that good stuff. You will be getting hosed in capital gains taxes if you build this house quick. You're like sitting on a $500,000, $1 million profit. Like you're thinking all is good.
Yeah, if you're able to flip
Not
this thing
until you pay the tax.
within a year, then sometimes that's actually not the most ideal. But there are ways to lessen the blow.
So the biggest one is living in the property after you just built it, for example. So after 2 years of living in it, of your profits, $250,000 is tax-free, no tax. If you're single, if you're married, joint, you have up to $500,000 of your profits are tax-free. So if you're sitting on like a $500,000 profit for the property and you and your wife have lived in it for over 2 years, that cancels it out. No capital gains tax. So that's a super attractive thing. It just all depends. If you have some huge offer right after you built it though, and it makes sense to just accept it and pay the capital gains, that's fine too. It just all depends. Yeah, people who know taxes inside and out know all about that stuff.
And if you did well and you want to keep the ball rolling, do it again. The way that people do that is, even though you've spent a bunch of money building this house, at the same time, you have a lot of built-in equity, because hopefully it's worth a lot more than you paid, so you can get financing against that house.
So that frees up more cash to continue building. So who knows, maybe if things go well for us, we will continue our empire of real estate buildings.
But that's definitely the dream. There's money to be made in it, and we're willing to try our hand at it, like everything.
It's really fun so far. We're learning a ton. Call it episode Teardown. Project Teardown. Episode 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe we'll do one of the concrete being laid, or the wood going up, the structure. All right, so that is everything we wanted to touch on in this video. Please subscribe if you're stopping in for the first time. You definitely want to see this build series go down. Please comment down below, like you said. We definitely want to see what you guys want to see, and we will make it happen. And yeah, any other business videos they want to see? Yeah,
we're always staying busy, working on the next thing, so we're excited to take you guys along for the journey.
Cool. We'll see this all go down. It's going to be a fun ride. Hope you guys are excited as we are. Let's take this whole ride together. Okay, here we go. See you guys later.